So Devin Haney is an underdog for his upcoming fight against Brian Norman Jr. Now, this really surprises me in my opinion because, of course, I understand Brian Norman is an undefeated world champion who is a full-fledged welterweight and can clearly punch. Let's be honest, we know Brian Norman can punch. We all saw what he done to Jin Sasaki. An insane knockout, a brutal knockout. But he's not got half the resume of a Devin Haney. Devin Haney's a two-division world champion with wins over the likes of Gamboa, Linares, Kambosos Jr. twice, Lomachenko. Of course, went up to 140 and beat Regis Prograis to become a world champion there, and is now moving up again to 140. Of course, Devin Haney's got a far better resume and has shown, in my opinion, that he's capable of outboxing, a lot of these guys at a high level. Where the Lomachenko fight was close. Linares had his moments. Kambosos Jr. Comprehensively, comfortably, in my opinion, outboxed Kambosos Jr. And Kambosos Jr. was, again, another guy who had his moments, but ultimately, Devin Haney, there was never any question in my mind that Devin Haney was going to win that fight. But again, you look at it and you say, yeah, those guys had their moments. If Brian Norman has his moments against you, Brian Norman might put your lights out. So I understand that. But you still need to win a 12-round fight. Do you know what I mean? And that's why Devin Haney should be the favourite and Brian Norman should be the underdog. Because yes, Brian Norman needs a moment to win that fight, but you have to get to that moment. Devin Haney proved that he's not super easy to hit. Now, of course, you're going to say the Ryan Garcia performance. That's what makes this fight interesting, in my opinion, because a lot of people are like, well, he got caught by the right hook, the left hook, sorry. Again, that's what makes fights interesting. Questions need to be answered. Can Brian Norman land that left hook on Devin Haney? If he does, what does Devin Haney do? Can Devin Haney take the shot or will he crumble? That's what makes these fights interesting, in my opinion. And that's why in all these big fights, you need to have questions going in that need to be answered. Right? In Eubank Jr. v. Ben 2, we had questions that were answered. How much does Eubank Jr. have left in the tank? Can Conor Benn make the correct adjustments? Can he become more measured? He was. And we found out answers to those questions in that fight. Brian Norman Jr. and Devin Haney, we're going to find out answers to those questions. Can Devin Haney take those shots at 147? Can Brian Norman get the biggest win of his career? Can he, stay in there for the duration of the fight? Maybe he's getting outboxed, but can he stay the course? We don't know, because he's not fought anyone as good as Brian Norman. And Devin Haney's probably not fought anyone with one punch power as much as Brian Norman. And of course, Brian Norman's going to be the biggest guy he's fought as well. But yeah, crazy that I saw that Devin Haney was the underdog, in my opinion. That's crazy. He should be a favourite. Maybe not a heavy favourite, but he should be a favourite in my opinion. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of that fight. Do you think it's going to be an easy win for Devin Haney? Or do you think Brian Norman's going to retain his world championship at welterweight? I'll be super curious to know what you guys think in the comments below. Another episode of the Seth Solo Side Quest in the bag, and I'm out. Peace.